quite nasty today, huh? Gotta shave that face. That's true. I'm on the road right now. Man, that menudo. I got menudo lips. Ate menudo earlier for the first time ever. It's like cow stomach, and it was slightly gross, but I ate the whole thing. Just wish it had more protein. It just tasted like a bunch of fat, but maybe it did good for my stomach organ, right? My idea is if you eat animal organs, it helps heal like your organs. That's my idea, but there's probably some truth behind that. Let me know if you got some science background and want to concur with that or not. Anyway, I have a specific thing I want to talk to you about. Yeah, and the thing is ayahuasca and other shit like that. I think that shit, I have an idea about it, and I did get this idea from something else I read, but it had the ring of truth to it. You know, sometimes when you learn something or you hear about something and it's like, oh, that has the ring of truth, you know? So I had that ring of truth with what I heard regarding it. So, but I cannot say for sure that this is right, and that goes for probably most of what I say. I can't say everything for certain, but some things I probably can say for certain. But this is not one of them. But as far as ayahuasca and other like hallucinogens, you probably shouldn't use your hand to count if you're only gonna go 2, right? I don't know, but we'll stick with ayahuasca, I guess. But I might talk about other stuff too. But you know, I hear from these celebrities and shit, and just people that can afford it in general, like taking trips to South America and going to, you know, ayahuasca retreat. And you know, honestly, I guess popped in my mind like DMT. Like there's people that do like DMT in the States here, and they have like DMT pens, like vape pens and shit, and all that, man. And at first, when I first heard about ayahuasca and DMT, I was intrigued in different ways, and the ayahuasca probably a little more intrigued me, because I was like, oh, it's, you know, it just sounds intriguing to someone who wants to improve their life and stuff. It's like, oh, maybe this resets me some way, maybe it enlightens me in some way, or just does something, gives me a jump start somehow. Whatever it is, you know. I think I'll probably put ayahuasca in the title if I'm allowed to, because I'm pretty sure it's like a legal drug in the US. So I don't know, I'll put something in the title to try to get people here that are interested in this sort of topic. But maybe I'll just spell it wrong, huh? Man, dude, I look freaking rough, and I apologize for that. But anyway, it is what it is. I gotta get the ayahuasca news out, no matter how I be looking. So alright, so ayahuasca, it intrigued me, but then I read this thing that had the ring of truth to it, and it was like, honestly, I wish I had collected my thoughts before, because I'm gonna have to kind of piece them together as I talk to you, because it's been a couple of years since I read this, but I still remember the general point of it. And the general point is the people that say it's enlightening and opens new pathways, and maybe you go to a different dimension and all this stuff. Like, I guess the general thing that seems to be more correct and seems to be more probable is that this drug is like making you think that, holy shit, I'm seeing an extra dimension on top of this dimension, like layered on top, or I'm seeing all this extra shit that exists. Like, dang, I'm definitely not saying it the way I wanted to. I might have to scrap this whole damn video if I can't figure out how to say it better. I might have to, but it's more complicated than this. It's like, shit, man, I really should like Google it or something. man. But basically, it's like, dude, you're high, man. Like it's I guess in a way it's simple. It's like you're high on this hallucinogenic drug, and like some people are talking like, oh, all this shit is like real, and this is like taking this drug, you know, I guess it's a drink for ayahuasca probably, usually, and it's like taking this is now unlocking something that's always there, but you can't usually see it, and this is the key. Man, I don't buy it, man. I don't buy it. It's possible, all things are possible, you know, but what makes more sense, man? The fact that taking this hallucinogenic drug is making you hallucinate shit that isn't real, the definition of hallucinating, or what makes the, or instead of that, does it make more sense that you're seeing the real world that you usually can't see? I mean, I think people want that to be true. That's the thing. It's like that, because that sounds pretty fun, right? It sounds exciting. Like it did to me. I was like, this would be pretty freaking cool, man. If there's like, because like life gets kind of boring sometimes for me. So if I could just unlock this new cool, crazy world with colors and shapes and I don't know, lava monsters and stuff. I don't know. That'd probably be pretty freaky, but friendly lava monsters. And then unicorn, rainbow, boogie. I was gonna say boogeyman, but I'm trying to keep it positive. Anyway, probably see where I'm going with that, but it's like, bruh, like be honest with yourself. Like, what sounds more legit? You know, when I'm honest with myself, I'm like, bro, this is all just like bullshit. And so I guess like positive can come out of some of these things, maybe. And I'm still not advocating for them, and I would still say you're better off like talking to people and just trying to like better yourself, like through like freaking hard work and shit, and being healthy and shit, going the hard path, because like this is like a like quote unquote simple fix. Now I will admit, because I gotta tell you, I have done psychedelic mushrooms in the past, psilocybin mushrooms, and it's easy to eat them. I mean, they taste like shit, but you know, I put it in a peanut butter sandwich, you can get it down without too much trouble. But it was a struggle. Like the first time I did it, it was like that shit was strong. I got probably too much, and I had to battle with myself like in a different way. Like not like the no-fap battle with yourself, like I'm trying to remember, but I know it was a freaking struggle to just like stay kind of alive or sane mentally. It wasn't quite that. It wasn't a struggle to stay sane exactly. It was just like, I mean, I was very nauseous. That was a big struggle too, but then just mentally. So you are forced to do a hell of a lot of work in like the first 4 or 5 hours of a trip, depending on how you trip, right? Like, because I did ones after where I remember just playing. I don't even play these games really, but I remember sitting on like a bed at college, like a dorm room bed, and we were playing like a TV. We're playing like 2K, whatever year it was, 2K. Holy shit, it's a long time ago. 2K14, 2K15 or something. And I was with my friend Dom and my friend Bruno. And we were just giggling, man. We were on the shrooms, and we were giggling, and there was nothing of enlightenment or self introspection that was done on that day. It was just like chill, and you know, fun, giggly, which was a positive experience. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but I'm still not gonna advocate for the shrooms and stuff. I will say, out of the stuff that I've tried, it was better than the other stuff. Yeah, so, but I haven't tried that much. Anyway, I haven't tried DMT or ayahuasca, and I don't plan to. I don't plan to, but, you know, because of what I told you earlier in this video, but I'm making this video hopefully to like kind of like get your brain to maybe like not look at ayahuasca or whatever it is through this like lens of like what would be nice and what you want it to be, and what is you're somewhat even pressured it to be by the people who are pro ayahuasca and trying to get you to do it and stuff. And it's like a lot of the times, man, it's just like I don't know, man. I really don't have the answers, you know. I don't know. I put it like 5 to 10% chance I'm wrong on this, you know. And most of the reason I even put that percentage is like because you can have an effect after it, and you can make some decisions. Like if you went into it and say you're like cigarette smoker and you're trying to quit, and you're like, I'm gonna use this as like this tool or like as a leverage within my mind to like quit, and you go in with that attention, it's possible you're successful with that. And so there would be a good thing that came out of that to quit an addiction, right? But who's to say what damage could be done on the side? Like, does it fuck with your motivation in life, your drive in life? Does it like kind of make, because I think acid is quite detrimental, and that's the other thing that I tried that I'm really comparing the shrooms to, and I wish I hadn't tried acid. I wish I had not. One of the first things that comes to my head when I share this with you is like the people that like acid, they'll probably be really angry with me, or if they're not angry, they just be hard disagree and tell me why it's great or something. But that shit, it like kind of makes you see things as they are. That being said, it's still through the lens of being on drugs, but it makes you see it in like a real desolate, barren place, kind of like where I'm driving through right now. Even this is better than the way acid makes you look alike, because it's just like it makes everything like a binary, it makes you realize that everything is achievable, but then it makes you be like, is it even worth it to do all that? Like, because getting there to whatever it is, whatever achievement, who cares kind of thing, or like something like that. It was like, to me, it was negative. It's detrimental. It's like promotes laziness, and it's a good chance if you've heard much talk about acid, you've heard about like acid heads, or there's probably like the hippies, right? But like, I don't think all hippies are bad exactly. I don't know, hippies is kind of a broad term nowadays, but the freaking people that like burnt their brain on acid and shit. And I would say I burnt mine a little bit, and I used it like just a few times. Like, how many years has it been? It's been like 8 years. But the effects, man, the effects of that, the few times, and I'll give you some further harm reduction, man. The most negative effects I had is when I did it one day and then I did it 2 days later. That was the worst. It kind of numbs you to the world. It kind of, man, I don't recommend it, dog. I don't recommend it. I'm not saying that it's impossible to have a good time on it, and you know, I remember longboarding on it with my friend, and it was fun, like during the fun part and stuff. But there was so much more negative to it, and just the lasting kind of like the difference. There's a difference in the way I viewed life after I took it for months, and that shit gets stored in your spinal fluid or something, and that shit can like leak out years later, and you can experience hallucinogenic shit like while you're driving. Like right now, I could have a fucking, you know, I could hallucinate some shit and swerve and die because my dumbass did that shit when I was 22. So as far as harm reduction, if you're gonna do it, I would recommend do not do it 2 days in a row, or even like every other day. I mean, doing it once a week, you know, is better. Now, please understand, do not do it once a week, and do not just do it consistently or anything. Don't ever do it. You don't need to. It's not that cool, man. So if you're like, probably most, I don't know, I don't want to assume, but some of you, oh shit.
There's a speed trap ahead.
Well, hot damn, I guess we're gonna slow down then, huh? Anyway, so I gotta keep this low so the cops don't see, dog. Because they don't understand. I'm trying to save the youth. Where was I, man? I don't even remember where I was. Shit, see? It's the acid's fault, dog. And you probably knew I was gonna say that right as soon as I said C. So I regret saying that. Nah, I don't regret it. Whatever, dude. So okay, I don't really recommend you doing any drugs at all. But if you're gonna choose one, and I feel like most people nowadays kind of get that, like, oh, it's of the earth, it's better. But yeah, if you're gonna choose either mushrooms or acid, hard yes on the shrooms over the acid. Still, do drugs or not do drugs? Don't do drugs. It's better. Like, yeah, I didn't gain anything amazing by doing mushrooms. Yeah. I remember I stopped smoking cigarettes for a while after doing mushrooms, and then I got back on them, and I quit later. The way I actually quit cigarettes, and I wasn't as addicted as some people, but I was addicted. But I quit I got sick as fuck with bronchitis, lungs just burning and hurting terribly, and not being able to smoke for a little while, and then just like, this is miserable, and then I just used that as the buffer to help me stop forever. But you know, that's probably not going to help the people that have been smoking for like 10 years and they're up to like pack or two a day. Anyway, jumping a lot around here, but basically, ayahuasca, probably it's best to just fucking, just like, yeah, work hard on your shit and talk it out. Like, I mean, a therapist could be okay. Like, personally, I like just talking to like people, and sometimes I know that can be a burden to friends and people, but sometimes people like talking about it and are grateful to have that conversation, and they're grateful to help you, and that's how I feel when people come to me, you know. When people come to me with stuff they, you know, want advice on and stuff, but I really got to get a better microphone because, well, yeah, I just feel like the audio on these videos, I try to speak loudly, but there's a whole distance between me and the phone, and it's loud in this car too, but damn, my voice is getting tired. I'm just getting tired of talking, but I don't think I was as convincing as I wanted to be on this, but think about, yeah, just like Google that and be like, downside of ayahuasca and shit. Like, before you do anything, dude, like, I like to buy stocks sometimes, right? But I'll make sure before I like put in anything serious, like, don't just listen to the bullish people, the people that are like, yeah, buy this stock, woohoo, it's awesome, they make so much money, and they're gonna do this, and they're gonna technology, yeah, they're gonna do all this cool shit. Like, cool, that can get you excited for it and shit. And but listen to the bear case, dude. Listen to the people that are anti the stock, people that are against the stock. You know, I'm using that as this is a comparison for ayahuasca. Go read a bunch of shit about people that had like bad experiences from it and regret doing it. And if you still want to do ayahuasca because you're convinced from the positives that they outweigh the negatives, then, you know, do it fucking responsibly as fuck. Go ahead, man. You know, you gotta make your own decisions and shit, but I'm presenting you at least what I can of the bear case. I think maybe I put a little bit of the bull case in here. You know, you know, I had a little bit of a good time on mushrooms, you know, for parts of it and whatever. But that shit was, back to the bear case, got nauseous for hours on the shrooms. Nauseous, just miserable feeling, and especially the first time. But oh yeah, the first time I actually just drank it. Like, I put it in like shots of like Hawaiian Punch or something, and I took like, because it was a dust, it was like ground up mushrooms, and it was a very strong version. And we just put it in like shot glasses of like fruit juice, and like I took shots, and it was like a more intense way to do it. And I didn't. If you have that food help absorb like the bread and the peanut butter, it'll help kind of like make it mellow it out better. I highly recommend that way. Mellow it out, but not like take away the cool shit. Don't worry, you'll still get that. But anyway, and then just like I remember being with my girlfriend. Okay, story time. I'm gonna take a sip of water here. You gotta take a breather, 20-30 seconds. You can skip forward if you want. I'm just gonna take a little breather because I'm like, damn. Just need to give a break to the voice. So go ahead and skip if you want. Damn. Finally getting dark. And I got pissed too, so I think I'll have to wrap up after this weird ass story time I'm about to tell you. Almost. Keep skipping. Alright. Oh, you know what? I just talked to my mom for an hour and 20 minutes before I'm recording this hallucinogenic podcast. Those two things go hand in hand, don't they? Moms and drugs. No, I'm just kidding, but excuse me, sorry. Anyway, all right, story time. I was on mushrooms. It was like sophomore, junior year of college, back in the early 2010s, the 20-teens, and I had sex with my girlfriend, and while I was on the mushrooms. I don't know how far into it I was, 2-3 hours, I don't know. But it felt very good. It felt really good. And I kind of even don't want to describe more of it because I don't want to like convince you to do mushrooms. I just don't want to be promoting it. But I do want to tell fun stories. And it felt really good. And the story isn't just fun. It's like a little bit fun, but also a little bit sad and negative. But anyway, so like we're having sex. It felt amazing. Like absolutely amazing. Like it did. Alright. And then we're like, you know how people like talk while they're having sex, but like, little things and whatever. I don't freaking remember what the subject was or what we were saying, or I guess we were having like serious ass conversations. My girlfriend was not on the mushrooms, so I went on the mushrooms, and she like came and rescued me because I was in this room with all these people that there was like one roommate, but the roommate was a douchebag. His name was Michael Mallow. Fuck that guy. Dox his ass. Come on, 60 subscribers. Dox that bitch. He was from Nigeria. He was terrible. He was a terrible person. But not all people from Nigeria are terrible, but he was. Anyway, he stole all my damn Cheez-Its. He just would steal my food and not replace it. Anyway, that was one of the things. He was just a dick. Anyway, so I was in the room with him, and when I'm sober, it's like I can put up with it. I'm just like, I'm chill. Like, I'm here with Michael, and then he has a bunch of his friends who are also just all like bad energy, because you're gonna take in the energy, bro. You're gonna take in the energy around you when you're on hallucinogenics. It's like you're very susceptible to that. I mean, you're very aware. You're hyper aware. And so I took these shot glasses of mushrooms straight to the dome, and like that shit's hitting. And I'm just like, bro, these are all like demons surrounding me, and they're all terrible. Like, this is the worst vibes ever. And I was like texting my girlfriend, and I was like, please get me out of this room. I don't even know how I texted it, but I was so thankful when she came. She was like this, man, I almost got a little bit sad because it's like I'm not in contact with her anymore, and I wish I was, because I wasn't the best damn boyfriend. And maybe you can get kind of some of that vibe from the fact that I was on mushrooms and my girlfriend wasn't. You know, that's a disconnect there, you know. But I was always trying to get her to do drugs with me and shit. And sometimes she would smoke weed with me, but it was never as much as I wanted, never as often, and never as much. I was like, anyway, I'm a lot different than I was back then. I don't say that just in defense. I'm really saying that mostly like I was a douchebag. Like I'm trying to set the scene anyway. But I wasn't as douchebag as some people, but I really was like a selfishly douchebag. Like if something was really gonna hurt me, I would really try to like if something would hurt me to help someone out, I think I would really try to be self-preserving. Like, I don't know how exactly I'd explain it. I was just a douchebag in that I was lazy, and I mean I was stuck in addiction, man. And just like when your dopamine is fucked up, like I could make this video fucking last forever, man. It's a really deep thing I'm trying to get into here, but a really deep thing I'm trying not to get into here, but I'm trying to summarize, but I don't know how to summarize it. But when you're stuck in addiction, nothing really makes you happy, and then you're constantly bobbing along the bottom of like dopamine levels, and like so you're kind of bound to suck and like be not a good influence and not put out the best energy around people. But I still put out a better energy than those damn people that she saved me from. Anyway, so we're having some serious conversation. Shit's kind of like emotional shit, but then we end up having sex, and I'm like, this is amazing. I hope it never ends, this shit. But then, whatever we were saying, whatever the problem was, which I wish I remembered, just to like further embellish the story, but I don't remember what the issue was. But she started crying. So my girlfriend started crying while we're having sex, and I had never had that happen before, and so I had to stop. And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of like hard to like stop, because I was like, this feels so, I was like, could you just not cry? Like, this is the best thing ever right now, like, could you not? But she was crying and stuff. She started crying, like, I don't know how many minutes into it, not that far into it, unfortunately. 1 or 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. And so we stopped, and I was like, damn, bro. Like, I felt like bad, and I was like, I wish I could remember more of like I know I felt bad, you know, partially bad because I was like, damn, I had to stop having sex, but also bad, like, my girlfriend is sober here next to me while I'm like high as a kite in a very different way than weed high, and she's sober and all this, and I was like, and part of me I believe was like, I wish she could just understand, and like if she would just take shrooms and she would understand. But I disagree with the way I was thinking about that, and the way I would pressure her to not just take that, but other stuff too back then. But that was how I was thinking then. I was like, if she could just understand and stuff. But I was just like so sad there was the disconnect, even though mostly my fault, if not all my fault. And anyway, shortly after that, I mean, because we were naked for sex, right? And I was like naked, and then I think we got past the emotional, stop crying, we're like moving on, things are getting better, and then like I'm just go outside. Like, what's the big deal about being naked? And I've noticed it's kind of like a trend with a lot of people on mushrooms. Like, they just kind of get naked and shit. And it's not always sexual. Maybe usually not sexual, probably. It wasn't in this moment. I was past the sexual part. And then it was just like, it was, Yeah, but she stopped me. She was like, because there was still I know there was a piece within me that like was just like, there was a piece within me that just like knew I shouldn't go outside naked, but the most of me, like I believe I only didn't go outside because my girlfriend stopped me and was like just constantly telling me no and kind of pulling me back. But yeah, that would have been fucking not good to go out naked, bro. No, bro. And I'm a grower, not a shower, and so I mean, no one wants to see shit anyway. But if they did, they'd rather see a shower than a grower, I think, and they'd rather have someone with like a 6-pack. I didn't have any of that, so anyway. So be prepared, dog. Be prepared. Don't be around bad vibes. Only be around like people who are a light. Like a light. If you do that, but honestly, you're probably better off if you never touch any shit like that. I personally wish I just never done any drugs. Now, alcohol, I don't know, man. I wish I hadn't gone into as deep as I did for sure, but if I could just do that twice or 3 times a year and have fun, and which is kind of what I'm trying to do now. I have it really rarely, but I don't know. That could be kind of fun, but it's not good to rely on it. Anyway, my voice and energy and everything is dead right now, so I appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, man. Think about it. Think about it from both sides. Whether it's ayahuasca or some other shit. Before you do it, take some time. Be patient. I just fucking bought it's not a new car, but almost. I bought a very expensive car, and I haven't even picked it up yet, and I already wish that I had been more patient. And it might turn out good, this new car, but at the moment I wish I had delayed a bit. It's gonna be pretty damn stressful for the next few months to build up some cash again, because I ain't got no cash and I got a bunch of debt now, so that's fun shit. Alright, y'all have a good rest of your day.